All right, guys, and joining us out from Frisco, where the Frisco Rough Riders are in town, it's Frisco Rough Rider first baseman and outfielder Josh Hatcher. Josh, what's going on, bud?
Not a whole lot. Just hanging in
Just
there.
chilling, enjoying this nice Texas weather.
That's right. Enjoying that heat right when you wake up.
I got to tell you, I've said this before. I think Riders Field uh, is one of the hottest places on the face of the planet. When it's on the wrong day, it can get a little steamy down there if the wind's not blowing. It can be pretty miserable. But you can say that about anywhere, I guess. But it gets hot.
It gets hot.
Yeah, it's a different kind of heat. Now you grew up in Georgia, uh, maybe a little more humidity. How do they compare? How does
A lot more humidity in South Georgia, where I'm from, where I grew up. I I actually like the humidity. It's not. It's like not tough to me. Like I'm kind of used to it. I
yeah.
was there for 20 years, something like that, and then the Texas heat and like the Arizona spring training heat. It's just hot. Like the wind's hot when it's
Yeah.
blowing. It's like a blow dryer. You're just in an oven. Like you're just baking. You can't. There's not really shade. There's not a lot of clouds out here, so you just can't get away from it.
Yeah, a couple years ago, right out of the All-Star break, I went to Arizona to see Josh Young, who was rehabbing from, I guess, the shoulder surgery. I'm kind of losing track at this point, but it was 114 that day,
Mm.
and it was like your skin stings.
Yes.
That's how hot it is, and it's ridiculous. And yet those poor kids are out there. I mean, first pitch, Dane Acker pitched in that game. He was rehabbing from Tommy John, and God dang it, he was just out there warming up, doing his normal warm up, but it was so
Oh,
hot. So
gosh.
it's a different level than even here. So
It is.
anyway, speaking of hot, you were the Rangers' April Player of the Year in the minor leagues. You were going to cool off a little, but you're still right about 300. What is working for you this season?
Um. I mean, honestly, probably just an approach I cleaned up a little bit, and then the mental aspect of things.
Okay, so what did you clean up with your approach?
So there was like a small minor adjustment that me and some of the hitting guys got together on that I need to work on during the off season. Just a little thing with my connection with my lower half to my upper half, and that was my main focus this off season for the 3.5 months that I was back in Georgia, and I feel like it's really paying dividends right now.
How do you did they came to you late in the season or after the season? Was there a point where when do they talk this through with you?
There was a point right after the season. I got on a Zoom with, our hitting coach here in Frisco, Ryan Tuntlin, and then with some of the hitting coordinators with Connor Gunn and Cody Atkinson, and we talked for a little while and just reflected on the season. What went well, what I needed to work on, and then what some of my off-season training should look like.
Okay, so are you happy with the results?
I am very happy.
Okay, good. Um, there looks like they're trying to find a position for you. Looks like you've played most of your games in right field. You've played some first base. Shoot, I even saw a game in center. how how comfortable where are you most comfortable? I guess.
I would say I'm most comfortable playing first, just because that's where I've played my whole life. But my last year of college, I played outfield. I played center field at Kennesaw State, and then last year there wasn't. I think I played outfield. Maybe I don't even think I played double-digit games in the
Mhm.
outfield last year, and then most in right field this year, like you said. But I'm a lot more comfortable in the outfield now than I was this time last year.
I mean, it's got to be hard going from the dirt to where you're covering a lot less ground
Yeah.
to reading fly balls, having to judge wins, things like that. How much time did it take for you to get to this comfort level?
It took a while. There was an adjustment period in Arizona in spring training. I did a lot of working the outfield. And to me, that's the hardest place to play outfield is out in Arizona. You know,
Right.
extremely high skies and everything going on out there. But I would say I got really comfortable out there probably after the first 2 weeks of the season.
Okay.
Just getting my feet wet out there and in game like action, and getting used to playing beside guys in center field like Kellen,
Mhm.
how they play and how much ground he can cover and stuff like that.
Yeah. No, you're right. You talk about Arizona. Bruce Bochy even said it this spring. Past managers have said it every spring when a guy like Wyatt Langford is out there trying to learn the outfield. Uh, you see major league veteran Gold Glovers lose balls in Arizona because it's so dang bright, and also the ball just travels so much. I mean, it's I guess if you're going to learn how to play outfield, might as well go to hell on earth and figure it out.
Right.
Yeah. So um, you're having success. The team had a lot of success. You guys won the first half. You're going to the playoffs. What you kind of look at this roster and it looks like you guys just know how to win. So what's the chemistry like? It seems like this team is really big on chemistry.
Yeah, we're huge on chemistry. I've said this before. I feel like we have the perfect blend of guys who have been here for a year or two. We got guys who are just now coming in, moving up, first year starting in Double A, and then we got some younger guys. We got a few older guys, and we're really big on just being a team and trusting in each other. It's kind of hard to relate to guys in the minor leagues. You got a tremendous age fluctuation on certain teams. There could be guys anywhere from 19 to 30 years old on the same team, and you got guys who can speak English, you got guys who can't speak English, and then you got guys who like to do certain things, who don't like to do certain things. But I feel like in our clubhouse, we found a common ground on what we really like to do and how we can relate to people. And I just feel like we have a really big family um, connection in there, and we truly, truly want to play for each other, and we love each other and want to see people have success other than ourselves.
I think a lot of that goes to the manager, and you've known Carlos for a while. How good is he at creating that chemistry?
Phenomenal. I feel like he's one of the best at it. It is the most comfortable clubhouse and setting I've ever been in. He makes it tremendous, tremendous to play for him, and not only to play for him, but he's the type of guy that doors always open. If you need him, he's there. Walk in and talk about whatever you need: baseball, off the field, family, girlfriend, wives, pets, whatever it is. He's that guy, and when you have somebody like that who you can truly trust, then I feel like that takes everybody's game to a different level.
That's awesome. John, we kind of split up the show. When we have you on the big show, we'll get a lot more in depth. But I asked those hard hitting baseball questions like you just had to field. John here gets to ask some of the lighter questions and kind of get to know Josh Hatcher. So John, take it away.
Well, you grew up you went to Lee High School in where's that you grew up in?
Georgia.
Georgia, I know that, but is it Leesburg,
Yeah.
Georgia? Right, you went to Lee High School. Hey, you're a baseball player. Did you play any other sports while you were in high school?
Um, not like team sports in a team setting, but me and my group of best friends, we love to play basketball, golf, whatever it is. So like we play those sports a lot, but just not in like a team environment.
So no football, basketball, nothing like that. You were just pure baseball.
Yeah. Football at Lee County is it's a different animal. They
Yeah.
got state championships like 2 years in a row, state championship appearances like 3-4 years in a row. Facilities better than most D1 schools. Like,
Oh,
I was too small to play high school there.
Who in any players we heard of come out of there? Any football players?
So there was right now he plays for the Tennessee Titans. His name's Otis Reese.
Okay.
I think he's a safety for them. He was a rookie last year. Played a lot for them. I'm trying to think. There's another guy starting in the NFL. He was a linebacker for the Steelers last year.
Okay. So this is a football factory.
Yes, it is.
Okay.
So you came. So now it says you were drafted out of high school in the 39th round. Of course, you didn't sign. You ended up going to Mississippi State. You played with Foscue, right? Was Foscue there with you?
Yes. Me and Foscue were the same class. I was there for 3 years with him.
Okay, so we've had Justin on a few times, so I know you guys are probably buddies from there. I was actually in Starkville. I've got a son that'll be a senior in high school this coming fall. He's looking there, and he's not a ball player. He's just looking to go to school. I liked it. Let's see, what's it called? Dewey's? Is that a place? Dewey's?
Little Dewey's.
Little Dewey's. We ate there. That's the beer joint and the hamburger joint, and that was a pretty neat place. Starkville's pretty cool. Now the whole town is basically Mississippi State.
Yeah, the whole town is all 100% Mississippi State University. Everybody knows who you are.
Yeah, and the softball team was playing while we were there. Baseball wasn't, but that baseball stadium, I walked in and looked at it. I hear the outfield there. The fans are nuts.
They're nuts. Yep.
Did you have any other schools you thought of? I mean, you went to Mississippi State, so maybe you had other offers?
So my sophomore year of high school, I was actually committed to Kennesaw State University, which is where I ended up going to finish my career. But then I decommitted my junior year of high school, and the two schools that I was looking at was either going to be Mississippi State or Florida State, because where I'm from in Georgia, I'm an hour and a half from Florida State University. I'm down in the bottom left corner of Georgia.
Yeah.
Tallahassee's right there, and that was really my dream school growing up, because it's the closest college to us, and my dad used to take me to games there all the time. Buster Posey,
sure,
went to my high school.
Really?
Went to Lee County, ended up going to Florida State, and then so that was kind of like my path that I had chosen for myself that I wanted to go. And then once I decommitted from Kennesaw State, then I went to Mississippi State, and then I already knew like Florida State's facilities, what they were about, everything, and then so it just kind of boiled down to those two, and I ended up choosing Mississippi State.
How close are you to Auburn?
I'm about an hour and a half away from Auburn as well.
Yeah, because down in that part, it's
how far from Mississippi State? It was further away. I'm assuming.
I mean, it was about five and a half.
Okay.
It's 8 hours from me than when we drove there. We drove there in 8 hours. So
you go to Jackson and go north?
We spent the night in Jackson just because we got there late at night. We had an appointment the next morning, and I think Jackson was about an hour away from.
Makes sense.
Is that about right?
About an hour south, hour.
Yeah, something like that, and did that. So let me ask this: so you were drafted in the 39th round out of high school. Then you ended up going to Kennesaw State. You had an extra year of eligibility. You go play there. Drafted in the 10th round. Now I know you weren't in New York during the draft, but tell us about both of those. How do you find out you're drafted in the 39th round, and how do you find out you're drafted in the 10th round?
They don't even have 39 rounds anymore.
I know.
Yeah, they don't have that round anymore. But, in high school, I feel like the biggest thing is money. That makes the decision for you coming out of high school, because, if pro ball doesn't work out, then you have something to lean on. You didn't go to college, you didn't have that education, or you don't have that degree to lean back on. But so going into the draft, I had like a set number, and nobody met it. So then, like the last day of the draft, the scout in Georgia for the Angels texted me and he was just like, "Hey, we're just gonna take you in the 39th round. Like, I know you're not gonna sign, but I feel like you deserve to hear your name called in this draft. stuff like that. And then
That's cool.
in the 10th round, I was at my apartment in Kennesaw. It was me, my fiance, and my dad, and we were just sitting there, and we're watching the draft day 2, and I had a few people text me saying, like, I have a chance to go in the 7th through the 10th round as a senior sign to save some money. And then so like the seventh round goes by, the 8th round goes by, and I didn't hear anything. And then the 9th round goes by, and a scout that I know with the Rangers texted me and was like, "Hey, we may take you in the 9th or 10th round as a senior sign. Like, will you take blah 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 X amount of money?" And I was like, "Absolutely." And so the 9th round comes by, and we took a senior shortstop from Georgia State right down the road, who I played against, who's now one of my really good friends, Griffin Cheney.
Right.
So when that happened, I was kind of upset, because I was like, they're not going to take two senior signs, like two senior position players, back to back rounds. So I walked outside. I was sitting on the porch with my fiance, and we were just talking or whatever. And then my dad walks outside, and he's like, "Hey, the Rangers just took you in the 10th round. Like, congratulations." So
Very cool.
Yeah, the 2022 draft was kind of interesting, because the Rangers had forfeited, as you know, 2 draft picks to get Simeon and Seager.
Right.
And so they signed Rocker for below slot. Then they signed Brock Porter. So they had to save some money.
Yeah.
So, and that's kind of the, kind of the business of the draft, I guess.
Yeah.
People don't realize, but, you're not going to turn down the opportunity for Major League Baseball.
No,
exactly.
So.
You're not going to turn down pro ball. You're ready to go. And if the number's right, that's awesome.
Hey, I was talking to Ross Fencermaker the other day, and I think he said that you have a lucky dog.
Yeah.
Tell me about your lucky dog.
All right, so I have 2 dogs. I have a little Pomeranian, a little white.
Okay.
Her name's Paris, and then I have a big, fluffy, goofy golden doodle, and his name's Apollo. And him and both of my dogs and my fiance, they lived with me for this entirety of the season so far. They actually just left yesterday morning, because my fiance is going down to Bradenton, Florida, to start dental school. She'll be in dental school for the next 4 years. But so it actually started my last year at college. The guy who lived with us, it was just me, him, and my fiance, and he's one of my best friends from high school. I've known him forever, but he loves the golden doodle, Apollo, and he would always come in, and before we would leave to go to the field, he'd be like, "Hold up, I have to rub my feet on Apollo so I can do good today." And I was just like, "Yeah, haha, like, all right, like, do it." And he would do it, and he was getting all these hits, and I was like, "Dang, it really work?" And then so this year, it was against Amarillo. It was the week that I homered 3 games in a row, and the first day before I left, I'm talking to Apollo, and I'm like, "Come here," and like I rub my face on him, like I rub my feet on him. I'm like, "Give me some good luck." So we go. I hit a home run, and then the next day, my fiance's like, "Well, you have to do it again." I was like, "Yeah." So before I leave, I rub my face on him, rub my feet on him. I'm like, "Give me some good luck, man." And I hit another home run, and then the next day I'm at the field, and my fiance texted me and was like, "Hey, we're about to walk by. You have to come up and rub your feet on him." I'm like, "All right." So I go up to the top to go outside, and the dog's there, and I'm rubbing my feet on him and rubbing my face on him, and Ross walks by, and he's like, "What's going on with the lucky dog? Like, well, like, what's the dog?" And I'm like, and I told him the story that I just told y'all, and he's like, "Well, we may have to make a doghouse in the clubhouse then." So that's the story with the dog.
Now, did the dog go with her to dental school, or is he still with you?
He went with her to dental school. He did.
All right. Well, you'll have to rub your feet on him from
You're gonna have to.
afar.
Yeah, you're gonna have to do Zoom calls every night or every day. And
Yeah. FaceTime calls every single day before I head to the field.
yeah,
What's your fiance's name? And
Her name's
And what do
Riley.
I'm sorry.
Her name's Riley.
When are you getting hitched?
We don't have a date set yet, but we're looking at December because that's when she has about 2 weeks off from school for a little break, and then obviously we'll be in the off season then in December. So
Nice. Well, congratulations on that. That's awesome.
Did you meet her at Kennesaw or did you meet her at Mississippi State? Where'd you meet her?
I've known her since middle school. Me and her. have been
Perfect.
together.
Okay, so you met her in
Fantastic. That's a great story. I love that stuff.
That's great. All
Yeah.
right. So she's
Awesome.
put up with you a long time. This is going to work.
Yeah, long time.
Anything else?
No, but thanks for coming on. It was good talking to you. We keep saying we're going to go out to Frisco. We got to do it. I mean, we're right down the street. Love talking to you guys.
My son was there the other night. I had my teenager was there the other night.
Carlos keeps telling me to bring my son. He's going to hit him grounders. I don't know. There's an ethical thing there that I got to get over. But if the manager says to do it, I don't think anybody's going to argue. So
Yeah.
look forward to meeting you face to face.
Yeah, man. Next time we're out, we will. I'll look you up. Had a few of your teammates on. I always go down and say hello when we're there. But maybe if I get there early enough, I'll stay around the cage at batting practice.
There you
I always come down and try to do that. But man, it's hot. You guys hit.
It is.
You know, the air conditioning over it.
We're spoiled by the roof over here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
All right, man.
Hey, that's Josh Hatcher.